A wolf is staring at you. It hasn't blinked, you haven't blinked, you're both holding a dead deer, and neither of you wants to let go. This happened. A lot. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans and wolves were not friends. They were not enemies either. They were competitors. Two apex predators, same territory, same prey, same bad attitude about sharing. And somehow, one of those species ended up sleeping in the other one's bed. How did we get from snarling over a carcass to, who's a good boy? Nobody really knows. But the evidence we do have is absolutely unhinged. Let's start at the beginning. About 300,000 years ago, early humans were not the dominant predator on Earth. That title belonged to a very large, very confident wolf called Canis lupus. These were not the scraggly scavengers you picture. These animals hunted in coordinated packs, communicated with precision, and regularly stole kills from creatures twice their size. Early humans watched this and thought, same actually, because here's the thing nobody tells you. Early humans hunted almost exactly like wolves. They tracked prey over long distances. They worked in groups. They communicated. They were persistent. A mammoth didn't fear one human, but a coordinated group of screaming, rock-throwing, spear-waving humans was a different problem entirely. So both species were doing the same job, in the same place, at the same time. What happens when two employees have identical job descriptions and only one lunch? They fight over the lunch. Archaeologists have found campsites from Paleolithic Europe, roughly 25,000 to 30,000 years ago, where wolf bones appear alongside human bones in ways that suggest something weirder than peaceful coexistence. Some wolves were eaten, some were not. Some skulls show signs of being handled, kept, possibly displayed. Why would you keep a wolf skull? Dr. Pat Shipman, an anthropologist at Penn State, proposed something remarkable. She argued that early humans didn't just compete with wolves. They watched them, studied them, imitated their hunting strategies, and at some point, some very brave or very stupid human decided to get closer. Brave and stupid, as it turns out, is how most of human history gets made. Here's where it gets funny. The current leading theory about wolf domestication is that it started not with a dramatic taming scene, not with a human raising a wolf pup by hand, teaching it to sit, rewarding it with treats. It probably started with garbage. Wolves that were slightly less afraid of humans began hanging around human campsites, not because they liked us, because we were messy. We left bones, we left scraps. We were, in the words of no ancient human ever, a reliable food source. The wolves that were bold enough to get close got fed. The ones that were too aggressive got speared. The ones that were too timid starved. Natural selection, over thousands of years, did the rest. We didn't tame the wolf. We accidentally created an animal that wanted to be near us because we couldn't clean up after ourselves. Dog ownership began with littering, but before the garbage theory kicks in, before any wolf decides to risk it for a bone scrap, there was a long, loud, dangerous period of direct competition. Humans chased wolves off kills. Wolves chased humans off kills. There is fossil evidence from sites in France and Germany of wolves and humans returning to the same location repeatedly, both species leaving marks on the same bones. Think about what that means. Two groups of intelligent, social, communicating predators arguing over the same carcass. For years, possibly generations. Researchers at the Natural History Museum in London found evidence that in some upper Paleolithic sites, wolves were the dominant scavengers early on. And then suddenly, they weren't. Humans had moved in permanently and pushed them out. How? Numbers, noise, fire. Wolves, for all their intelligence, did not like fire. Humans figured this out. A torch was an excellent negotiation tool. Wave it. Problem solved. Ancient humans invented a threat display, and it worked. So by around 15,000 years ago, give or take a few thousand, something shifted. The wolves that kept their distance died out or moved on. The ones that lingered near human camps, the calmer ones, the curious ones, the ones genetically predisposed to tolerate human presence, they survived. And then something else happened. Humans started to notice that these calmer wolves were useful. A wolf that hangs around your camp will bark at strangers. It will chase off smaller predators. It will track wounded prey. It is, functionally, an alarm system, a guard, and a hunting assistant in one animal. We didn't train them. We selected for the traits that were already there. Over roughly 10,000 years of this accidental partnership, Canis lupus became Canis lupus familiaris. The wolf became the dog, and the enemy became the best friend. Here is the part that should make your brain hurt a little. The animal you might have sleeping at the foot of your bed, the one that snores, steals socks, and panics during thunderstorms, is a direct descendant of the creature that competed with your ancestors for food and survival for hundreds of thousands of years. We didn't conquer the wolf. We annoyed each other for so long, in such close proximity, that we accidentally fell into a partnership. Every dog on Earth is the result of two apex predators being too stubborn to leave, too smart to keep fighting, and too messy to stop sharing dinner. The wolf didn't lose. It just changed its strategy.